It's alright, we haven't started yet. So you're on time. Kind of.
Or something.
You were hogtied and ball gagged in the meantime.
Oh yeah.
As is precedent.
At least you can accept it.
Instead of going into the balls and Harry's
I understand the risk.
just ball gagged and tied up in the corner.
Hey, I respect that.
Yeah, instead of going inside the ball goes inside you.
Okay. Welcome back to all my players. This is session
Except one.
50.
True.
Except for Matt, he who shall not be named in character.
Does he even like D&D anymore?
No.
Matt has more love for
Yeah,
D&D
I
in
make
his
him-
left nut than all of us do for in our whole bodies. But he just...
But he never comes.
He's edging.
Get it? Because he's not here, but also it's like, come.
Yeah.
I like how Mike didn't laugh at that one.
My God!
I am
Mike is
not
not your
listening to
ally.
anything that you're saying right now.
That's the only explanation.
A YouTube video just popped up in my feed. Why ancient Rome is buried. Super cool.
I mean, why Chrysalis Empire is buried.
Yeah, whoever that is.
Yeah, whoever that is.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Anyway, this is session 50 of Tragedy of War. Big milestones out here. We're not doing anything to celebrate, because there's nothing to celebrate. We just continue forward until
Could have a party.
we TPK.
Boom.
Last time on Tragedy of War. The session began with Vough, Khanek, and Rolland returning to the main camp of
course.
Heritage and regrouping with Artyom and Brelikk at Theramak's tent to plan for the upcoming war. Theramak presented some of his thoughts to the faithful few regarding the surrounding kingdoms during their war planning session. The western border of Heritage was currently filled with undead. This would not normally be an issue, but Theramak advocated for a more strategic approach this time around, given their situation. That being vastly outnumbered by the enemy. He suggested instead using the boats of Ardor to cross the Great Gash and dock within the Kingdom of Forlorn. This will give them a head start on their invasion. Lord Akko was also seen last seen flying to Forlorn. And since then, there have been additional troop movements across the skies. He was unsure of Gale's occupancy within Forlorn. The moment the Sons of Heritage are sighted on the shores of Forlorn, Monarch from Sanctum is likely to send forces to flank them. Theramak seemed doubtful of their survival. Survival of the Sons of Heritage, that is. The forces of Safeguard will ideally push the Western Front forward and help to flank the dead. Theramak seemed hesitant to trust the intentions of Safeguard, but he didn't really seem to have a choice. Rolland assured him that Safeguard's armies would be there. And based on everyone else's
Cannon.
notes... Yep, we lost him. Well, Based on everyone else's notes during war planning, Theramak surmised that both the kingdoms of Haven and Destiny were indisposed and could not be counted on. He was unaware of the Vidalcan being drafted into the Safeguard armies. This fact seemed to come as very good news to Theramak. But when asked about Bedlam, Theramak responded somewhat strangely, not granting the importance of invading them when Brelikk suggested it. And in a perhaps desperate attempt to acquire one more ally for the coming fight, he suggested contacting King Anodyne of the Kingdom of Cistern. Taking this strategy into consideration, the faithful few had a rough idea for their plan. And this is what it was outlined as last session. They are going to split off from the Sons of Heritage in the Great Gash and head for the southern shores of Forlorn. By the time they dock, the forces of Safeguard will have pushed the front forward, allowing for the faithful few to make a beeline for the city of Forlorn. When the plan was fully formed, Eli made his presence known and offered his opinion from the Genasi perspective. He spoke to Brelikk primarily, recounting the journey he had taken with his allies to visit the Giants and the discussion they had about the Genasi's unrest regarding their subservient status within Heritage. Then he shot a stone pillar out of the ground with strange etchings. He translated the etchings for the party, revealing the title of the piece of literature their eyes fell upon, quote-unquote, the Natural Order. This order detailed an agreement between Chief Agridar, the Everlasting, the first Chief of Heritage, Ovvuthar, the Patron, a primordial with two natures, you could say, and Sorcelmo Atherin, the Genasi leader at the time. Essentially, it locked the Genasi into being subservient to the dominant half-orcs for fear of their blood becoming void, quote-unquote, should they disobey. Vough, given his upbringing with his parents who left Heritage, found this natural order to be both strange and unknown. But without any hesitation, Brelikk recanted the deed of the first Chief of Heritage, striking his name out on the contract with his own blood. This caused Eli great satisfaction. So great, in fact, that Artyom took him by the throat and wouldn't let go until Rolland talked him down. Rolland stood with Eli in a zone of truth spell, Brelikk helping to ask questions. Eli answered all questions as truly and honestly as he could. All but one. He refused to tell them who sent him. The session ended with Rolland and Brelikk executing Eli within Theramak's tent. Soon after, Theramak, Artyom, and Khanek stepped outside to get some air. And that's where we are.
Bum bum bum. So sorry. What's the Can you repeat who's like on the scene right now?
So yeah, we're picking up right where we left off. You're all outside.
I went for a walk, I think, and
Okay.
after, because so essentially that situation happened, and then who was it? Khanek I was talking
It was
to?
you and Brelikk.
Brelikk. Fucking Matt.
Well,
Everybody hates Matt.
You, Brelikk, and Vough were there,
So,
and then it was Khanek and Io. So
yeah.
but essentially, we determined that all of our effort, like Matt is kind of dealing with, or Brelikk is kind of dealing with the half orcs, right? And like kind of trying to get them ready to mobilize, while we handle these other kind of side quests, right?
We could say that's what he's doing, sure.
Okay. I'll just assume
To
he's
kick
doing
it off,
that.
we'll just say that in the background he's dragging the changeling's body out of Theramak's tent and disposing of it.
Yeah.
And Theramak's kind of like giving him direction on where to bring the body.
I just walk up and I'm just quickly, let me frisk him. You know, I doubt, but maybe there's like notes or intel on him or something. You know.
Sure. Roll investigation.
Let's see.
Okay. Activate.
Whoa. $18.
18, you say?
Yes, sir.
You would not find a note.
Okay.
In fact, his body seems rather sparse in terms of what it has, aside from the garbs that Eli, quote-unquote, wore.
Yeah, nothing related to the Worldforge either, I'm assuming.
It's like he's been scrubbed. Or he was scrubbed beforehand, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe he knew he wasn't gonna... He wasn't sure if he was gonna get out of that.
Alright, I don't really... Yeah, I mean, unless there's something crazy, I don't really care about personal belongings, you know?
Yeah. It's mostly just cloth and leather garbs. Eli wasn't wearing like a shirt before, he just had the crystalline spines coming off his body, but he had, just leather pants.
Okay. I'll say... I'll say like, okay, sorry, and I'll just let them. I'll let Theramak and Brelikk continue.
Yeah. And they both kind of walk away, carrying the body.
I'll go find, I guess Vough for now. If he's not with anyone else.
I'm outside
So
with
just
what's
to-
his name right now. Also, in case Artyom walks anywhere, I will follow.
Yeah, just
So
to
you're
make
with
the
Artyom?
just to make the separation clear, the interrogation was in the tent. Brelikk
I'm
and
outside.
Khanek,
Artyom is also outside. I
Artyom and
believe.
Khanek left. They're just outside the tent. And you're in the tent still right now, Rolland, with Vough and Brelikk and Theramak are taking the changeling out of the tent, so the people outside, you would see them carrying the body away. What do you want to do, Rolland?
Yeah, so last session, did we say that we were going to go to the Worldforge on our way, like as part of the march, or were we going ahead to the Worldforge before everyone else moved out?
Yeah, it seemed like you could go to the Worldforge. Going to the Worldforge was going to be part of going to Ardor. And Theramak said that he would relay the message to the people of Heritage to, to make sure that they know to go to Ardor.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter when you leave, you get the impression.
Yeah. I guess I'll walk up to the people, everyone by the tent, and say, we should probably go to the Worldforge ahead of the advance. I think we'll probably need some time there if anything's to be made, and We won't want to make an entire army wait for us. Better to go ahead.
Very well.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
that sounds good.
what we can do about finding other infiltrators. May just have to keep an open eye going forward.
Do you have like a spell or something?
Not really, to be honest. I know of spells that stop transformations, but I don't have them.
That sucks.
Indeed. That sucks.
Are we going now, or are we waiting?
At this point, Theramak rejoins the group.
Mhm.
Where is he? He kind of is brushing his hands off on his chest. You don't see Brelikk or the body. Seems like he's left the rest of it to him.
I admit that that was a rather strange encounter. The Genasi claim to have known you prior to my meeting him here in my tent. How is it exactly that you two came to know each other, or you all came to know each other?
And he gestures mainly to Vough and Khanek and Rolland.
How is it that I came to know?
Wait, he came to
the
gesture.
Genasi?
Wait, didn't he meet us before?
So,
Or did he mean the Genasi?
yeah, he's talking about Eli right now. And
Well,
how-
we just met him.
well, yeah, you met him before when he took you to the Giants.
Yes.
He had spoken that he took you to speak with the Giants. Do you know why?
Yeah, they curse on them. And I was able to clear the affliction off of one of them. It's costly, but can be done.
Although, perhaps, now that we have unveiled his lies, those curses he spoke of, and the things keeping even the Genasi locked into this part of the world, they could all be falsities crafted by him.
Yes, I'm struggling to tie together all the reasonings as to why would he take you to cure the Giants? That could not have been his goal.
Theramak kind of looks down, kind of searches for an answer, like physically.
And what is this natural order? I was not so certain of its origin. I'm not familiar with the history of the Genasi.
And he looks at Vough at this point.
Is this something you are familiar with, Water Genasi?
Not really, but yeah, what he was saying was for sure wrong.
But certainly it appeared that something happened when Brelikk struck out the name of a first chief upon this natural order. Some effect seemed to take place, but Everything still appears the same.
Is the plaque or whatever it was? Brelikk, he like broke it, right?
He broke it, but he only like broke it in two.
Okay,
So
it's still like readable.
You can still read it, yeah.
Yeah. I've been racking my brain, you know. I've been reading it and stuff. I don't really know. Is it heavy?
The plaque.
Yeah.
Both combined, it's a very big plaque, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's made of stone, so
Yeah.
you can maybe take half of the plaque and you give it to someone strong, they might carry it, but
Oh, Brelikk.
he's nowhere to be
Yes,
seen.
honey. He comes with his.
You have to
his
untie
Ishan
him and
ready to
unball
walk.
gag him if you want to.
That is true. You would have to do that. Probably not worth it.
Well, seems there are many questions and very few answers. Suppose I realize at this point now why Brelikk seemed to place more attention on the kingdom of Bedlam. Have you all encountered these agents elsewhere in your travels? Certainly not in Gale.
Brelikk spoke of one of his past party members being a changeling, but what he said, it wasn't really hidden for too long. While he was suspicious, nothing came of his actions. He left the faithful few and returned to Bedlam with his companion for some time.
Right. From what it sounded like, these agents are not the most privy to even their master's plans.
They appear to be more a mere nuisance than an actual threat.
Apparently so.
Well, Forlorn is still the enemy.
The enemy apparent, yes. They do make much more direct strides against other countries. Indeed. The undead airships being just the latest of it.
Well, you all have been awake for quite some time now. Our activities kept us all up throughout the night. And I still need to relay the order to the rest of the tribe that we are to head for Ardor.
Could we go ahead, have Brelikk stay with you and meet back up at Ardor, as we have business at the Worldforge?
Yes, that seems to be the best course of action. Should you all desire some shut-eye, you may use my tent before you go. Otherwise, I will meet you at Ardor nonetheless.
And he nods to each of you and then departs to go tell people to go to Ardor and probably find Brelikk.
Yeah, is it like nighttime or?
It's early morning. It's like 3 to 4 a.m. right now.
Probably collect some supplies, head out while there's daylight.
Yeah, do we have horses or anything like that?
Not sure. the orcs don't seem to favor mounts.
True.
Maybe a giant.
They've been living in holes for decades. Now, if your mother was here.
Wow. But yeah, Mike, or Vough, you're as Theramak leaves, your eyes drift to the stone plaque, which seems to like reveal itself. Like he was kind of like blocking your eye line, you know, to look at the pillar or the plaque, and then he leaves, and the plaque is just resting on the ground behind him, smashed in half by Brelikk. Do you want to attempt to try to see what it says?
Sure.
Or investigate this plaque?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let's see if I have anything
Yeah.
special. Nope, I don't.
How do you want to, what skill would you like to use to look at this plaque?
What skill? I guess I'll just... maybe like a history check. Do like
sure.
the names make sense?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, make a history check.
Pog, and I'll add a D4 to it, just to...
Ooh. Spicy. Okay, so 17. Kind of kneel down to make out the names of this natural order, and the first one is smeared with Brelick's blood, but you can still read the name through the blood, being etched into the stone. Agradar the Everlasting, the first chief of Heritage. This does check out, as far as you understand. You remember seeing his statue in the Hall of the Fallen when you went to meet Chief Maladar for the first time. As your eyes go down, you see Ovwuthar, the patron. And you've never heard of this name. You have heard of the Primordials. Based on the context of the whole agreement, it would seem as though the patron is a primordial, but you've never heard of him, or even seen a primordial with a name before. Ovwuthar, very strange. So you're not unsure about the historical accuracy of that, but then Sorcelmo Atherin. He was the Elder Genasi leader back before Heritage was formed. And you know this through your extensive deep dive into the history of Heritage and what it once was and what it used to be. You know that the Genasi and the Half-Orcs were separate peoples at one point, and then the Half-Orcs conquered the Genasi, and at that time, Sorcelmo Atherin was the leader of the Genasi. So that also seems to check out historically. As you get down and you're looking at these names, you notice something weird, and it's kind of difficult to explain, but the etchings of the name on the plaque, you realize they're not even really etched into the stone. They're actually sitting...
They're stickered.
like slightly on top of the stone, which is weird. Almost like they're hovering, like a hairline, you know, off of the off of the
Mike,
stone.
it's fake. They stickered them on. They falsified it.
They're like the fucking Legos stickers that always like peeled off all the time. You're like, God
And
damn it.
you see the text all throughout this natural order actually is hovering in this way, like
Piece of shit.
ever so slightly.
I try to rub it off. Is it magical?
Do you want to make a Arcana check?
Oh yeah, sure.
The rubbing has no effect. Your hand
Okay.
passes through the etchings.
I'll assume it's magical then.
You assume that it's magical, yes.
You do this.
Oh,
Khanek, you see him investigating this in this way.
Perhaps you require a hand, Vough.
Looks like he's polishing the
This
tablet.
seems arcane in nature.
yeah, this looks off, right?
It's strange, not like the other tablets we've encountered. Do you need me to take a look?
Yeah, if you could.
Identify! Or roll Arcana, whatever you want me to do, DM.
What do you want to do? What are you trying
Roll
to
Arcana.
He wants to
Roll,
hint it.
roll Arcana.
do? Yeah, sure.
See what's going on with this.
Uh-huh.
Arcana. Why are these letters floating? What kind of magic is this?
Loading letters.
Floating letters.
Those are the names, by the way.
Psychomantis.
So, Khanek, yeah, definitely magical. You can easily tell it's some kind of illusion magic. That's as far as you know.
These names. Illusory. This type of magic, the school of illusion, that of which tricksters use, those who would sow lies upon this world from Bedlam. Of course, an agent of Bedlam would present with such a thing, but I see the truth. These floating words merely lies to our eyes. Disregard these, Vough.
Oh, okay.
They beseech upon an injustice to your ancestors.
So can you fix it?
Dispel magic. Ugh.
Yeah, ping it for me.
Yep.
I'm here, right?
Yeah, you're here.
I say, regardless of this identification, it is now known the tablet survey.
It says I need to target something to use this, so I'm just gonna target Theo
words,
with
right?
this.
Oh, I see.
That's fine.
Just for the
Yeah, I just say that it's.
You must
now
target
known that
one
the tablet
token before
survey
rolling the attack. What the
alternative
fuck?
purpose to what we
Wait, hold on.
originally-
I'll just create a no target for this.
Sorry, Cannon, I'm not hearing you with the.
Oh, am I not?
There we
coming
go.
through?
No, okay.
No,
now I
no, no.
can
I'm just being loud. I'm just being loud, Cannon,
Oh,
because
okay.
the fucking system is stupid. Anyways, there we go, Harry.
Okay. What do you say, Rolland?
I say, like, well, regardless of his trickery magic, we now know that these tablets approach a purpose maybe not benefiting our countries. They should be taken with a grain of salt, regardless of their display.
What tablets are you talking about, Cannon?
So the tablets are tying to this whole thing where essentially like collect them and bring them all together, like the world basically ends.
So he's talking about the.
Yes, but
Yeah.
the tablet we're talking about right now is the one with the Genasi one, which is very different,
Yeah.
right? This is not.
Yeah,
in,
it's-
like,
Oh,
yeah, this is
yeah, it's
not
different.
related to
Like
our
a
thing.
forged item. Is it like a Genasi like artifact?
It was the
Yeah, this
thing.
is like a Genasi history like thing.
So last
Okay.
session, Eli shot a stone pillar out of the ground, and then he just engraved it with this long contract that I
Oh.
read to you. That's what they're talking about right now. So choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. Higher than target must make an ability check using their spellcasting ability. DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. Is that the level you cast it? What level do you cast that, Jack?
Just 3rd level.
Okay.
So Jack has to roll, right?
No, I think I have to roll. Oh. Not supposed to be that way. Khanek, as you attempt to dispel magic on this, plaque, even though it's broken into 2 pieces, you can still feel the power of this enchantment. Whatever is causing this illusory effect, it is by far the most powerful enchantment you have felt in your life.
This cannot be merely an illusion given from that imposter. This magic must come from the earth itself. Something else is creating this illusion. Something far stronger.
You wonder what truth it might hide.
Can you fix it?
Not without great cost. And perhaps that cost is not worth right now, until we know what truth it may belie. But this does seem to mean more than what we initially thought.
Okay.
Perhaps it wasn't him that created it.
Exactly,
He just
Rolland.
summoned it.
Exactly. This power
Yes.
came from far beneath the earth. There's no way that imposter could create such magics.
Agreed.
Well, I believe it'll be worth, fixing it, no matter the cost.
I can attempt one more time since we are about to take a rest. And I'll cast Dispel Magic at 7th level.
There we go.
Shit. Damn, 7th level spells, huh? Crazy.
Yeah.
As you see smoke coming off of Khanek as this...
So if it's less than a
Takes a lot of
7th level
energy.
spell, it immediately ends, I think.
So the DC is 17. So I have a 50% chance of succeeding on this.
Fuck!
Is the spell really higher than a 7th level spell? It's crazy.
It's higher than a 4th level. All increasing the spell's level does is just increase the DC.
Yep.
So it would be 17 is the DC right
Yep.
now. Yeah.
Oh wait, no,
think that's
wait, that's not
wrong.
what it says. It says
Yeah.
higher levels, when you cast the spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, you automatically end the effect of a spell on a target if the spell's level is equal to or less than the
It
level
is
of
a
spell
higher
slot
level
you use.
than the. It is higher level than 7th level.
7th.
Promise.
Even with my strongest single use of the arcane, whatever created this surpasses that. It truly is hiding something.
Not many
devious.
many beings on this planet wield strength stronger than ours.
Okay.
Khanek, make an insight check. After your second attempt fails.
Insight.
You are enamored by the truth that lies behind this enchantment, but at the same time, some part of you wonders if only another lie hides beneath. How deep does the rabbit hole go?
I wonder how deep these Bedlam agents truly run.
Do you think we should take the tablets with us?
Yes.
Okay, I can't carry them, so.
And you only detect this illusionary magic, correct? There's no no.
From what I
Cracking
can
or anything.
feel, that is what it seems. But even I cannot foresee everything, Rolland. There could be more to this. There are flaws to clairvoyance. Those who would be too arrogant with the sights of the future would believe everything they see is merely the only possibility. But should you rise enough in your clairvoyance, you may crash into the very spotlight that illuminates your vision.
I see. You're a fucking hijack.
I love this.
Do you want to take one piece and I'll take one?
So, yeah, in my head when I described them originally, I described it as like a pillar that he shot up from the ground. So it's pretty big, but yeah, I think that they would just like they're just like crushed into the ground that they fell onto, you know? Like it would take a lot to just move them. Like this would be on an alchemy jug moment.
We
Hold on.
hate the
Let me get my
alchemy
phone.
jug.
Let me take a picture.
This would be an alchemy jug moment.
We hate the alchemy jug, man.
Does
and-
Rolland have like a Samsung or an iPhone?
What? Oh,
He's
take
saying
a
he's taking
picture.
out his phone to
picture.
take a fucking picture of the tablet.
Oh, that doesn't. You have a Samsung.
Yeah.
So you might
makes
just
sense.
it might just be either be something you come back to, you know.
I don't know. Roland seems more like an iPhone kind of guy.
Yeah, Safeguard does seem like it'd be ruled by Steve
Yeah,
Jobs.
it's Apple. Yeah, Safeguard
let's
is more
do-
of an Apple.
Let's do iPhone then.
Samsung's more like
Would be more like Bedlam, because they're hackers and 4chan.
no.
They are
So
4chan.
Samsung's like the standard experience of Android. That would have to be like yeah. Samsung is Destiny.
4chan.
Like they're literally the Samsung conglomerate.
I wonder if there's an alignment chart for phones.
Bedlam is like
There is.
some Chinese.
Let's
phone company.
go.
Do any of you have putty?
No, do you need mending?
No. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Right.
Right.
What if we make a mold of the tablet so that the illusion doesn't matter? Right. We just have a mold of it.
Whoa.
The illusion is formless. You can't press it.
Yeah, because if there's a form, Mike, you just get a piece of paper and you just get a little bit of charcoal and you just fucking
Oh.
smear it over.
Let's do it. Fuck.
But it doesn't have a form. You can't feel it.
It's like just light. Like it's
It's a-
not.
no,
Yeah.
the illusion. We don't want to see the illusion. That's what I'm saying. Is that there's like a tablet underneath the illusion.
As you ran your
Oh.
hands across
Then
the
yeah, I mean-
tablet, Vough, you would have felt it as like a solid surface. Like
Oh, then yeah.
you're not, your fingers weren't like tracing like some like through the illusion, if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
then-
the illusion are the words. That's what he said.
for all intents and purposes, the illusion is covering it like physically as well.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But
that's a
those are
bummer.
some cooking. Those are some cooking thoughts.
Oh, never mind. All right, let's go.
Okay. So Theramak mentioned that you guys could rest in his tent. Is that something that everyone wants to do? Or do you want to just go straight to the Worldforge?
We could
Rest.
probably just head
We can
out.
rest. Yeah.
Well, before we rest, I'll go like use up my spell slots, trying to heal up another giant. I think.
Heal up
Can you-
another
Can
giant.
you help me with this sword?
Like
I'll grab your sword, Mike, and I'll kind of wrap it in some loose, like some clothes, and I'll put it on. I'll tie it to Sasha.
No, I mean help me use it. I've been
Oh,
trying to, but it's too
duh.
heavy. So
Okay.
am I doing it wrong or?
Well, my friend, you must get bigger. You're quite small. So
Well, yeah, but if I have good enough technique, I should be able to use it, right?
They always say
Alright.
that, but they're fucking lying.
No, just we can try.
I swing the sword very clumsily.
Do you have like 0 strength, like?
It's pretty bad.
So, I mean, you can, like, while you're trying to learn how to use it, Mike, you could, like, use your astral, like, hands, or, you know, your water. You can use the wisdom modifier to, like, learn how to use it. But that's, if Artyom is willing to teach you, is that something that we're gonna go with? Artyom, do you want to teach Vough
I mean,
in
I
character?
can try.
Okay. So we'll just say that's what you do in your downtime, like before rest. Artyom, you kind of pull Vough off to the side after he asks you, and you see Vough kind of like brandish the blade with a water tentacle, and it's a sight for sure. But definitely a lot of work to be done.
I can barely lift it off the ground. That's how heavy it is.
Well, we must get a little stronger first, or you must find another way to live. You're not getting
We
enough.
could ask the giant I healed.
For what?
Strength. He's a 10-foot tall giant.
How's he gonna? How's that gonna help?
He's fucking huge.
Well, okay. Okay, I'll ask him.
Okay, so you guys go off to the side and you do that.
Convinced.
Yeah, while they're doing that, I'll make sure to set another contingency spell for myself.
Okay. And Rolland, you said you wanted to try to go heal another giant?
I mean,
That is
yeah,
what
if I
Rolland
can.
said.
Hold on.
Well,
I'll
you-
check something here.
I'm sure you have the spell slot, but I
same?
mean, where would you go?
Oh, is there? Oh, like I don't know where they.
Yeah, we
knew
only
where
saw the
was.
one giant.
Ah, got it.
And he didn't even know where the other giants were. He said he would have to take some time to find them. And
If they weren't already dead.
bring them to the main camp, yeah.
What
Oh,
if the
God.
giant
Never
we healed
mind,
was like
he's
a
on it,
massive
then.
piece of shit, and that's why we healed him?
Yeah, no, I mean that's possible because the Bedlam agent could have like had us heal some fucking evil giant. You
That's
know?
what I'm
Although I think it's the
thinking.
same day. I think it's the same day as before. I don't even think I've recovered those spell
No,
slots. to
you
be honest.
haven't.
Yeah, Cannon. What if you ended up healing like Gorlak, the World Ender, or some shit? And it's like
Wow.
he's gonna like just destroy all of us. now.
That was the warmonger. So
Yeah, that was the warmonger. Yo, yeah, because he said he wants to see the warmonger Cannon, so maybe
I'm
he's a
something
disciple
of a warmonger
evil.
myself.
Yeah, but maybe he's a disciple of evil, Cannon. Maybe you've doomed the world now by healing this.
Yeah, maybe
person.
he made the tablet.
So what would you like to do instead before your long rest, Rolland?
That's crazy.
I love when Cannon says that's crazy.
I guess. Okay, we are gonna rest up then. Fuck, I don't know.
Too bad you can't cast.
I'll just help
contingency.
people around camp and help Brelikk until it's time to sleep, I guess, or time to long rest.
Okay. So you look for Brelikk and for the sake of this session, you're unable to find him, and
All right.
He's doing king shit. He's a king. You're a peasant.
just because he's not here for the session.
You're right.
And
Yeah, I just help people around camp with the random tasks.
yeah. We'll say you find a elderly, very elderly half-orc, like physically impaired, hobbling around, clearly not fit to be moving himself, or moving his belongings, and his campsite, let alone himself, his own body. And you see him trying to, like, take down his tent. And you help him.
Yeah. I'll just say something like, save your strength for the march. And I'll start picking up the baskets and stuff.
And what is your name, young one?
Rolland.
You're part of the advisories for the new chief, right?
Correct. Yes. I've been traveling with Brelikk, or your new chief, rather.
And much obliged to meet you, and thank you for your help.
And you continue, and he watches. And afterwards, you two sit and on like some stumps outside of where his tent used to be, and he talks to you a little bit about his time in previous battles and previous wars, to thank you for your help.
I'm sure he's seen many.
And after he's
yeah, sounds
done,
good.
you feel as though you were in these battles yourself, and his wisdom speaks to you in great depths, and strategy and lessons that he's taken away now have been passed along to you. You can add +1 to your wisdom modifier.
Oh, nice. I will, try and apply his wisdom to the coming days. To the modifier or the score?
To the score, yeah.
Nice.
And everybody turns in for the night after they finish their downtime activities. You sleep during the daylight through the morning, and you find yourselves awakening with the sun high in the sky above your heads. It would appear to be early afternoon as you all stir back awake. Those in Theramak's tent wake up to see each other. And just for simplicity's sake, we'll say everybody's regrouped back at Theramak's tent, whether or not they slept there. And you are all long rested, so hit long rest on your sheets, and you're ready to depart for the Worldforge.
Hit him with it.
Woo!
Alright.
The Worldforge. Yes.
And you note that Brelikk is not there with you still.
He's doing king shit.
Yeah, he's doing
And
king
so, who sets off first toward the Worldforge?
I mean, it's gonna be.
Oh,
we're
wait.
gonna be following Vough because it's his whole thing.
Yeah, I know
Sure.
exactly where it is.
You do.
No, Voes, I don't think Voes ever... Oh, yep. There we go.
Oh, did we ever get horses?
No.
Damn it.
Perhaps giant salamanders?
I don't think we did. Alright, that's fine.
No.
I don't know how far away it is, but we'll
You
go by
get
foot.
nothing. Nothing.
You'll like it.
All right, so Vough, you head off and lead the way. After you've all woken up, you step out of the tent and you note that a great many tents have been taken down, And Theramak's tent is one of the few that remain within what used to be the main camp of Heritage. You all take your leave, following behind Vough into the cracked and cratered lands beyond.
Yeah, let's
Let's
do
go.
Let's see here.
This music is way too fancy. Oh wait, never mind. Wrong.
Excellent.
The music
What
I was
is
playing?
like.
No. I had an OST come on
Yeah,
in
Jack
my
had his
fucking
own music
thing.
going, and he's
Yeah.
like, holy.
Like all of a
I was
sudden,
like,
I
Jack's
had
definitely listening to his own music.
I had a song from Nier come on. I was like, why is there like opera singing right now? I was like, this is way too fancy. Yeah. I was like, oh wait, this sounds like it's from a fucking video game. I was like, oh.
Last YouTube video I watched of you, Jack, where it's just us talking. Like Mike and I are memeing while you have some fucking intense anime music playing in the background.
There was actually some opera like vocals in the previous track that was just playing, so you might have heard that. And then
See, I can see that for Palisade, but for Heritage, the Podunk land, they have no culture.
Yeah, they listen to
that's good. You
Hamster
gotta get,
Dance
like,
on repeat.
drums.
They listen to
Guys.
beeps and boops.
Hamster
With ridges on
dance
it.
on
It's
They listen
Hamster
to
Dance
rock
and Cotton Eye Joe.
Ooh,
Oh my god. That's all I
That's their
imagined in
music.
the fight where they all started pouring into the fucking arena. And they just start, they're just like nondescriptly like throwing each other. They're like, one accidentally pushes the other one, they start punching each other. It's like the scenes in the movies when you watch like a fight breaks out between like every person at a bar, like someone's like trying to make a diversion, so they just start a fight, and what's like everyone's like non-discriminately just hitting each other. It's like, what is happening? Anyone like thinking right now? It's so weird.
There's not a lot of thinking going on here. Well, let me tell you.
It was
Yeah.
you broke tradition.
I forget what I was gonna say, but yeah, I don't think it
Something
must
about
not
our
have been that-
march.
It's something that probably nothing that important. Yeah, you travel. And Vough, you know the way, more or less. It's been a long time, but the land looks familiar, nostalgic even to you. You feel yourself stepping over the cracks, avoiding them, just like you did when you were a kid.
When
And-
we're walking, I keep trying to match my pace with Khanek's.
I'm walking behind you, bro.
Yeah, but I can hear your footsteps.
Oh, you mean like
Okay.
the rhythm?
Yep.
I see. Vough, you recall that, or not even recall, like, you know to yourself that it's been a long time since you've been back. You wonder if the Worldforge is as you remember. Which isn't much, It's kind of like a childhood home,
Yeah.
So you remember details, like main things, but the particulars evade you.
I just remember a big forge.
Mhm.
Oh, that's what I remember.
Oh. You find yourself approaching a very large rock formation after some time.
Welcome to Bangor, baby. We finally.
You've traveled to the other campaign. Welcome back to the puzzle retards.
Oh, Baker,
It was all
we're
part of the
finally
plan.
here. Oh my god.
Yeah, unceremoniously.
And there's a giant hole in the ground, and you see from that hole in the ground people falling upwards, and you see a lance falling upward, and then you see Scipio Cutford, the first descender, and then you see what
And
the
then
fuck was
John
Will's
rejoins
character's
the
name?
chat.
And then Will's
Luther.
character and Parker's character, yeah. Those fuckers, I don't remember their name. Orem and fucking, what was Will's character's name? Luther, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Luther, yeah.
Luther, yeah.
They fall from the hole upwards. This is the other side of the hole, baby. Welcome to Tragedy of War, motherfuckers.
Hey, well, you're not too far off.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You,
I could tell he fucking zap into the alternate reality when I touched the goo, and then I was like, what the fuck? One of these worlds is the Matrix, the other one's real. And then also there's those fucking upside down trees in the other one shot with the Nautilus fucker, drop anchor, and there's the fucking trees. So there's a Matrix somewhere. I just don't know where.
You're already in it, Joe.
Yeah, maybe.
So this rock formation, you originally thought, all of you originally, see it to be the edge of just some very large crater that is ahead of you, but as you get closer, you make out details that almost make it look sculpted, intentionally so.
This looks evil.
And
Well, this is a place where people are enslaved.
sculpted in a way that's almost like an entryway to this rock formation. Flanking the entrance are these two curved stone monuments that almost look like trees. The stones are feathered to look jagged up to the very sharp tips. And you can tell that that's not the only aspect of this area that is sculpted. You see large stone, large stones standing atop the edge of this crater, appearing to act as some kind of fortification. You imagine that this was performed by the Earth Genasi who would frequent this location, or that you see roaming about, because you do start to see people around. You see half-orcs who are carrying a lot of their livelihoods, wagoning things around, and notably, Vough, you do not see any horses helping them do this. Sasha appears to be the only animal in the vicinity that is doing any kind of pack muling for anyone. And notably, the half-orcs are all outside in this area where you find yourselves, kind of dealing with Genasi traders. And you see tables set out in this front area where weapons are being provided to the incoming half-orcs, and they're kind of like, it's not really lines of people, it's more just like people coming one at a time, grabbing a weapon, and then continuing on eastward toward Ardor. Seeming like this is just a stop on the way for them. But as you near this large entrance, you see an air genasi, with a leather vest over a white shirt, kind of leaning against a stack of crates, alongside a very tall female water genasi. And as you approach the flanking, archways, they push off the crates and kind of move to greet you on the path, or just move to obstruct your way forward on the path, one could say. And you see this fella, and you see this lady.
I hate Genasi. God.
God, me too.
I'm so racist. I'm actually so fucking racist. I hate Genasi so much. You can clip that. I don't give a fuck. Just their mere appearance disgusted me.
All right. That's far enough. Thank you, says the Air Genasi. How can I help you, Lord?
We're just passing by. Company of Brelikk.
The new leader of
Yeah.
Heritage.
What's his last name?
Take it you heard the news.
Right, we got word that some of the residents of Heritage were coming to stop on by for some weapons and armors and armaments and supplies and the like.
Believe that's us.
Yeah, that you'll find everything you need over at those tables over there. And he kind of points. He points away from the entrance.
They're like a master smith we should talk to, or is it more of a pick it up at the counter sort of a thing?
Well, the weapons that are crafted, you said you lot knew, the chief. Well, where is he? Is he not with you?
You assume he was... I look over... I don't know why, but I look over at Khanek, sort of like do I lie here or no?
He's doing
Look.
king shit.
He's just not here today.
Oh, are we talking about
He's
Brelikk
busy
or-
rallying for
How
war.
about Brelikk?
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah,
about.
okay.
I think we're talking about Brelikk.
Well,
He's busy rallying for war.
the Worldforge here is a sacred shrine to the Genasi. No entry to the non-elemental. Of course,
That
yourself
won't
here.
do.
Water Genasi. And you note, Vough, since you walked up, the female Water Genasi is
Wet.
paying very close attention to you. The look in her eyes is one of caution, and
Wait till she hears his voice. More cautious.
yeah. Yeah, we got the word you're headed off to war, but any supplies you'll need, any armaments, you'll find them at the tables over there, including some of the finer weapons, I suppose.
Can we actually see the table from here? Like,
Yeah, you can see the kind of like some shoddy just wood tables that have been laid out with some Genasi standing behind each of them, handing over weapons to the half-orcs as they approach. And it doesn't really look like there's any armor, but the weapons that are being handed out don't look super great. They kind of just look, you know, maybe
Like weapons.
maybe they're streaked. That's about it. Yeah.
Yes, we apologize. Brelikk will be here with the rest of the advanced force in the next couple days, but we were not able to move as fast as we were. Some of his direct counsel. We're hoping to become equipped, but may need significant have it.
Sorry, what are you saying?
I said, like, I'm trying to imply that, like, you know, there might, if there's a better stash, you know, there's probably not a more pressing use for them than this.
If you're looking for streakstone, we're fresh out. Used the last of it on the north wall, we did.
I see.
Practically. All of it, at least.
Wired you some materials. Would it be possible within the next day or two to complete the forging of equipment for us?
Sure thing. If you were to provide it, can
See.
set ourselves to the fires chosen. She can get it all sorted for you. But,
Look at the group. Alright guys, give me all the streakstone you got.
the chosen don't often head outside the Worldforge, so probably gonna have to wait out here, or off in some camp wherever you decide to set yourself up at.
That's fine. I would just we'll gather as much as we can, but some guidance on where some could be might be helpful.
The streakstone?
Correct.
Brother, if I knew that, we wouldn't be fresh out. Been mining in the quarry all.
I don't think Canon knows that they're out of streaks.
I know that they're out. I'm saying, like, yes, but perhaps there's a
Yeah, just try harder, dumbass. Perhaps you didn't dig
there's
deep enough, idiot.
a load of resources you know of, but is being obstructed by something.
Generally speaking, we tend to mine the streakstone from the caverns of the Worldforge, but the veins have been running picked clean, running dry these days. As I said,
I trust your expertise judgment. I'll take a look at the weapons, though.
Sure thing. And, Vough, you,
But my friend here may may continue being skeptical. Why don't you continue entertaining his discussion?
I trust you to look it over, Khanek.
The female, water genasi hasn't said anything this whole time. But she has not taken her eye off you, Vough. And something about her feels familiar,
She's your sister.
but you can't place her face. She bears a very striking resemblance to your mother, actually.
Alright, Vo's sister. Here it comes.
Certainly you're not here to show your friends into the Worldforge. Vough, son of the Umare.
Well,
And she speaks your father's name, which we have not talked about, but
I wasn't really expecting them to come in, but since the times were so tough, I thought maybe, you know. But I guess worst case, I'll just go in. That's all right.
you? I think
Well,
you
it's
abandoned
my
that
right.
privilege long ago, Vough. You know this one, Flower? Knew his parents before they left. Why did you come back, Vough?
Well, it was not my decision to run. Okay? I had no choice.
Yes, of course, but no one can be held to the sins of their parents. But why is it you have left your parents behind? Have they passed away in their travels?
No, they're living peacefully, you know. Still alive, doing well actually. Thanks for asking. I came back for the war effort, you know. New leader and all.
After 2 decades. Oh, after 1 decade, no less.
Well, would you have preferred if I came back at when I was unprepared?
I would have preferred you not to come back at all.
Oh. Sheesh.
Her expression is not a friendly one at this point.
Call this color an ice Shinazi.
Your parents, they fancied themselves true patriots, but they ran away anyway. Cowards.
Well, I would rather you not talk about them like that, but yeah, I'll just go in. And I attempt to go in.
Floa steps in front of you, the female water genasi. And the shorter guy, air genasi, is like, alright, hold on a second here. I've not met this Vough fella, but he seems like, he kind of raises his eyebrows at you as you talk.
This is my right. Let me pass.
This is Mecca.
Why don't you ease up on him, Floa? He doesn't seem like he means anyone any harm. And you'll look up at Floa, and she seems to just be studying your face. And steps out of your way. But only you. The others stay out here.
I will continue to walk.
And you guys watch as Vough passes between the flanking stone monuments. And
as I walk away, I will say, "See you later, Flo."
She sneers at you.
Mispronouncing her name.
Jeez.
She sneers at you. And you all watch Vough turn around and walk. And after he says that to her, you see she sneers and begins to follow after him. What do you all do? Do you go to those weapons that he was pointing to?
Yeah, we'll check.
Yes.
I'll join Khanek.
Okay. The three of you, Artyom, Rolland, and Khanek, you head on over to the tables and begin inspecting the stock that these other genasi are supplying to your future half-orc soldiers. You want to make sure they're up to snuff. But at each of these tables, you do see that the weapons are of good quality. Generally speaking, in your travels, you've seen no weapons finer, really. But they do not seem to be any kind of replacement for any of the gear that you currently have. They do look to be streaked, +1, perhaps a +2 every so often. But it seems random.
I kind of pick one up and I'm looking at it and be like, yes, I was ready to make fun of this, but actually fair quality. I had a line prepared in my head. I had a joke, but Vough was not here to hear it. I'm trying to play up to more comedy. And, but I was going to say I wouldn't even give this to Sasha, but I would give this to Sasha.
Your jokes humor me. And there's like a Air Genasi standing behind the table. Why don't you try that one on?
Is it a sword or is it an armor? What is it?
No, you pick up
Let's see
like
what it is.
a great axe.
Sure, I'll pick it up.
And Ur Genasi at a table beside him kind of sees what's happening, and he just throws up a stone pillar in front of you, not dissimilar to the one Eli thrust into your abdomen just last night.
I'll give a little swing to it. There's some extra oomph.
Make an athletics check.
Athletics check, you say? Nope, I'm on the wrong character sheet. There we go.
And you all note with this new weapon, it does not ignite with flames as his other one does when he wields it. And the great axe clashes into the stone and kind of turns sideways. You feel like the weight is a little bit off on the top side. It doesn't have a great balance to it. At least that's what you tell yourself, as it doesn't seem to cut through the pillar or crush it.
Yeah, I'm a bit rusty with this. Haven't had to use many weapons in a while, so I'm only really used to this one, and I kind of point the one on my back. But,
Well, that there's a mighty fine sword, I say. You're well off without any one of these weapons.
well, of course, it was obviously crafted it myself.
You brought your own.
It doesn't.
It's better that way to have a bond with your weapon, I'd say. Did you forge that one yourself? You have the look of a forger to you.
Well, I did craft it myself.
Did you say? Looks to have an Everburn enchantment.
Oh, that is for sure true.
That's mighty fine work. Do you mind brandishing it here? I think some of the Fire Genasi would like to see that.
Perhaps a sparring match.
Yeah, I do not spar with this. It's not a sparring. This only comes out when I intend to kill.
See,
So I shall keep it shielded.
I was going to suggest first blood.
It will kill.
It will kill.
Sure thing. No mind by it. Human here in the Kingdom of Heritage. What brings you by? Forgive me, I've only seen half-orcs up until now. You Lord have a rather interesting group of characters here. As he kind of studies up Khanek's pointy head.
Well, we're working with the Genasi, or sorry, with the half-orcs. Brelikk, the new leader, chief. We're trying to end this war with Forlorn.
Righto. And a good luck to you. The way he says
Yes.
that, Rolland, it makes it sound like he's not really playing. Like there's no participation.
No
on
bearing
his
on
end.
him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
We switch to Vough. You enter this Worldforge, Vough, and I do need to add something real quick. NPC media. 2. Shit. There we go. Alright. No visual, I guess. Fuck this.
No!
Fuck this program.
Theater of the mind? No! No!
Could try refreshing real quick. Let me just do that. As you enter, you exit out of this, guess you could call it like a crater hallway, you know, that basically this burrow that goes through the edge of the crater. And when you enter the Worldforge, you are met with the familiar sight of just the entire crater from this entrance, this massive expanse. You are inside of the crater at this point. And on all 4 sides of the crater, sides, quote unquote, because it's a circle, but there is a socket on each side, one for each element. You know this to be how the Worldforge is basically activated. Oh, it logged me in as the stream account. In fact, the way they are currently glowing, you can see the elemental energy, you know, lightening up each of the sockets, different colors, and then running down the edge of, down the sides of the crater and into, this very large stone monument in the middle of the crater. To the uninitiated, it would look to be like a city on first glance.
But we are the initiated, aren't we, Harry?
Vough is. And, but you know it's actually a hollow stone monument known as the Throat of the Worldforge. And at this point, I would show the visual. Media. Boom. Oh, there we go. Boom. That worked immediately. Let's go. And they say that this throat is actually an endless pit that descends into worlds beyond ours.
Wow, I was pretty accurate. Holy fuck, I'm pretty good.
It's it's like a barrel, which acts as like a focus point for all of the elements as they all trickle down the edge of the crater and converge. Essentially, it's the place where the what do you call it? Place where the beam comes out of. You know?
Like the thing in Apex?
And you feel the ground to begin to shake as the Worldforge activates.
Holy shit. Here he comes. It's Scipio.
And a beam shoots up into the sky. and when your hearing returns and the ground is no longer shaking, the beam kind of dissipates back into the throat, and you are left feeling comforted. This is a sound that you have grown up with, and essentially the kind of thing that would rock you to sleep at night.
Very cool.
And you are kind of just looking around your immediate vicinity, and you look up as you see the socket be exited right above you on your side of the crater. You know it to be the Earth socket, and a man passes by in front of you without giving you a second look. Looks exactly like Eli. Of course, your face is completely unfamiliar to him. He walks over to what looks like, to speak with a few other Genasi over at, looks to be kind of like a table where you know that they observe the effects of the Worldforge beam that shoots up, because they're beaming it somewhere. You know that, like, basically anywhere on the map, the Worldforge can begin creating terrain, and oftentimes this table is basically like the, I don't know what you would call it, like the HUD for the Worldforge. You can see what results from what results from the beam. Make sure that they basically got it right. And it looks like they're looking at some kind of wall. As you're doing so, the Lady Water Genasi comes up behind you, places a hand on your shoulder, and turns you around. Worldforge, flow up. And she turns you around, looking down at you. Looks a little pissed. But she reiterates and reaffirms her question from before. Why is it you have come back, Vough?
Why do you need to know?
And her lips kind of purse together. Because I never thought you would. And she kind of lets that hang. And the features of her face become familiar again. You're not... Roll an insight check.
Insight.
What do you think? What do you think's going on, Mike? Out of character.
She's into me.
Oh, okay.
Your sister?
That's what's going on. So that's what you think.
It's an @1 Jack.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Mike works outside.
That is
the
a
lines,
very
you know?
nat one type decision to.
And she sees your look shift into like a
I bite my lip.
and she's
Look.
like, ah! And she tries to slap your face. Could you, well, actually, no, she'll just try to slap you.
Like, we talking like a playful?
No, like one of those bitch slaps.
You did, you Mike.
Does an 18 hit?
It does.
Wow. Okay.
My AC is 18.
You take 2 bludgeoning damage from the bitch slap. You don't even remember me.
I wanna push her so bad. I feel like I'll cause a scene.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
You're just as big of an idiot as you were when you left. She kind of pinches the bridge of her nose.
Maybe you should roll like a history check, Mike, to see if you remember her.
No, I like this.
Yeah,
Look.
she pinches the bridge of her nose.
Yes, I don't know who you are, but I don't have time for this.
Playing hard to get. Nice. Classic Mike.
Oh, what'd she say to that? Yeah, after you say that, she would like pull,
Pushed her.
she would just like pull the bridge, her hand away from the bridge of her nose and just kind of like throw her hands down in frustration. I am your sister, Vough!
Sit.
Kind of fucked up you don't remember your own sister.
Yeah, that'd be like if Will didn't remember his sister.
Yeah, maybe you should have thought a little harder. How do you not remember her, Mike?
Pretty fucked up, Mike.
It's more like she's changed so much. But at the same time, you find it strange because your parents didn't bring her with. And somehow, up until this very moment, you did not remember her. Nor has she ever been spoken of by your parents.
I haven't seen you in what?
A decade, Vough! It's been 10 years!
What? Do I remember her at all?
As she's saying this, you begin to remember her, yeah. And it is strange. There was like a block on it before, but now the block is lifting. Why did you come back? Why did you leave? I have so many questions.
So does Mike.
We left before the war, and sister, look, we should catch up.
But not right now. That's what you're saying?
Look. I know it sounds bad, but I don't know why they didn't take you with us.
It's that one meme from Guardians of the Galaxy. I know that sounds bad.
Yeah.
Well, I don't either. So many years after they left with you, I was left here to wonder where they went, where you went, and why I was left behind.
We fled to Tome in Destiny. Who have you been living with here?
I found a place. A new family, I guess. People who took me in. Showed me how to forge. And she kind of puts her hand to her forehead.
I think I can get an answer for you later on. Truly, I don't know why they didn't take you with.
I don't even know if I want answers. Thinking about it. I had just grown used to the fact that they weren't here and you weren't here and just you're going back to see Mother and Father?
Not for a long time, no.
And so you're leaving again?
Well, now I have business in Forlorn, so yeah, in about a day or so. Maybe more.
Perhaps I am losing my mind. And she just runs her hand back through her braided hair that's like watery and then moves to sit down on a nearby crate. Just come find me later if you even care.
Where?
I don't know how long you'll be here, but I'll be here by the entrance. I'll head back to man the station with Uranus. The talkative fellow.
Yeah.
Just go.
Okay. I'll walk away.
Okay.
I'm looking for a forge.
Yeah. There's a set of forges off to your left. Very active ones being plumed and, and there's some fire genasi at the forges, kind of handling the heat and crafting weaponry. You walk up to one of them. She's got fire in her face, smoke billowing from her head like hair, and she looks at you.
Hey,
How can I help you?
sword. Yeah, I have this sword. I really tried using it, but it's just not for me. It doesn't work. Is there any way this could be made into something more useful for me?
Is it the weight that's a problem?
Yeah.
Sure. Let me take a look at it. And you give her the sword?
Yeah.
She accepts it and see her very quickly begin to make some adjustments. Basically cutting off parts of the sword in a very delicate way with her hand, becoming like this molten red hot surface that glides through the middle of the blade, shaving off some of the inches of the metal in the blade, and takes her about a half hour, and when she's done, the blade still has well, the blade itself is much smaller, but the handle is roughly the same size. So it's kind of like an oversized handle on a smaller blade. But she kind of presents it to you, and she says, "If you'd like, I could exchange the pommel and the guard, fit it into something lighter, but that should take off much of the weight."
Yeah, I would like that. Thanks.
Okay. And she takes it, and she quickly makes those adjustments. Takes about 15 minutes. And very expertly sleeves the blade into a new guard and a new handle and pommel. And it looks like a different blade entirely. But you know it to still hold the same enchanted properties. It is a longsword for all intents and purposes.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. So,
Thanks. Do I owe you anything?
No, free of charge. We understand the war effort is beginning.
Yep, going to Forlorn.
Best of luck with that.
Be fine. Thanks.
You are fighting alongside the half-orcs.
I'm like pretty much in the vanguard or something. I don't know. They were planning it. I wasn't really listening.
You're not from here, are you?
No, I'm traveling with a group. You know Brelikk. I don't know if that got here yet, that news.
We've heard of the new chief, yes. Kugrabrand.
Yeah, I'm traveling with him. We're doing stuff, so I better be on my way.
Best of luck.
Thanks.
And you walk off with your new blade, and the fire genasi goes back to work at the forge. What else would you like to do while you're here, if anything?
Does a study or a library or anything like that?
Yeah. You know, it's further down, but you would find a study kind of carved out of one of the sides of the Worldforge below. You know that this is generally how the Genasi people live, like residentially, and have all of their societal needs are filled by basically residences and establishments being carved out of the Worldforge, kind of toward the bottom. It just keeps going down, like as the city grows, it basically grows downward. So they're kind of like mole people, but you find a study that's pretty close to the top of the crater, carved out. It's not even like a building per se. It's like an open air outdoor study with some shelves and some tables, kind of like a cafe, but there's no like bar or anything. There's just attendants kind of walking around, offering people books. It looks like,
Okay.
like it's.
I'll
Like
just
some
try to
kind of
look
menu.
like anything about the natural order.
Okay. Want to do a investigation check on the shelves?
Sure. I will also ask somebody about the natural order.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Can I help you find something?
So
Gentlemanly looking Earth Genasi kind of kneels down toward you. His face is entirely stone, and his mouth does not move, but you hear him speaking.
I found this pillar, and it had this weird natural order description on it, and I was just wondering if there's anything like that in this library.
I don't recall anything by the title of natural order, but allow me to check the references. And he...
Maybe by dominance and patrons and subservience, something, you know.
Sounds like heavy literature. And he
Yeah.
goes over and checks his ledger and flips through a few of the pages. Unfortunately, there does not appear to be anything by that title. Patron, subservience, dominance. These are not flagging. Here's a moment. There is something here about the patron, but it does not have any mentioning of any of the other terms. Would that be of interest?
Sure.
Right. And he heads on over to one of the shelves, thumbs his fingers along the bindings of the books, and grabs one book titled what did I title this? Tragedy. Flavor text. He pulls out a book called The Two True. And hands it over to you.
Rentals are weekly. If you wish to check this one out, then just be sure to bring it back by the beginning of next week, or we will find you.
Understood.
Indubitably. And he walks off to attend to another lost-looking individual. The book is not prepared at the moment, but you will be able to read it and its contents eventually. I could try to summarize what's in it. Basically referring to the patron as, well, it talks a lot about the primordials first. That's kind of the introduction. To kind of hook the reader in, and then it talks about one in particular having been reported as interacting with people more than others, creating bonds with these creatures, these humanoids who seek power the patron can provide. And while the motivations of the patron are unknown, it would appear that the result of these bonds seem to forge some not great outcomes for those involved. Generally speaking, anyone who enters the bargain with the patron learns to regret it later down the line, and even so, this book, it looks like some pages are ripped out of it, but it continues later on like a random page, seeming to have ending off talking about the primordials and their relationship with the cold tundras of Bedlam. And that's what you get just from skimming.
Okay. Cool. I will get the fuck out of there.
Okay. Are you headed back out to the companions?
You look like you're in a cold hundred of Bedlam right now, Harry.
I am. Something like that. I got the window open, so I'm nice and comfy.
Yeah, I'm going back to everybody.
Okay. As you... Oh, there
Goodbye,
goes Cannon. You hike your way back up to the top, and you take one last look back at your home, or what was once your home, and you somehow feel more distant from it now, more than you thought possible. Like, it's like now you're finally back, but you feel just so out of place with these people now, strangely. You continue up to the top, back through the burrow that led into the large entrance that led into the Worldforge, and as you continue out, you see the Air Genasi with the leather vest and white shirts, and he doesn't confront you as you exit like he did when you entered. But you do not immediately see the Water Genasi who claimed to be your sister.
Good.
Good. Do you care that this Yeah, do you care to look, or would you rather just be like good and move on?
I just go.
Yeah. No, for sure. So you do that, and you go on back to your companions, who seem to have finished their browsing of the, the various armaments that were available to them, but they stand kind of waiting for you, and you rejoin Khanek, Artyom, and Rolland, and Khanek and Artyom, since you two are here, you see Vough kind of approaching back. He's got his new sword, and he's got like a little bit of a strange look on his face, but generally still Vough.
It looks like a nice crafted sword. Did you make that yourself, though? Did not know you had the ability to forge.
No, it's the same sword. It's just
Watered down.
yeah. Well, not really, just smaller.
Nice.
Watered down.
When Khanek says that, Artyom kind of has a reaction like, I think I should have thought of that one.
Good one, friendo.
Ew.
You. And you get to, well, is there anything you guys want to do before leaving Worldforge, or you just head on out?
No, I guess we would just go back since it didn't take too long, and
Yeah.
then we can regroup again.
Yeah. So you continue onward to Ardor, where you spoke with Theramak. That you would meet
I'd
him.
like to talk to Rolland, but I don't think he's here.
Oh, yeah. You travel, and you arrive in Ardor. Looks to be just a small tent-like village, notably larger probably than it would normally be, with all of the new tents from the residents of the main camp having been set up and, around the edge of the town. And the main part of the town seems to have like just some shacks that seem to be mainstay, like they can't be picked up and moved as easily as a tent. And as you approach the edge, along the path that you follow, you see Theramak and Brelikk sitting down at a table on the outskirts. Looks like they showed up there earlier than you, but
I like Theramak and Brelikk. It's like Bruce Wayne and Alfred. You know, it's like
It actually is.
Wisdom. Yeah, he's got a lot of wisdom, and Brelick's still like gung ho.
Yeah, it's the old orc and the
Minus
new.
Brelikk
Yeah.
being the suave.
Yeah, Brelikk, not exactly suave. True.
Theramak raises a hand to you all as you walk on by, and you see his hand and regroup with Brelikk, so that everyone in the party is once again in the same place. Despite everything that's to come with this war ahead of you, you feel like that the vibes in this campsite are good. You know, they seem to be, the residents seem to be enjoying their time together, the quality time, spending time with their loved ones before you head on out.
Trust your journey wasn't too tumultuous in your time. Took to get here. Brelikk and I had head out in the afternoon, left the tent. Didn't think I would be needing it.
He kind of just leaves it at that.
Suggest you all join us in making camp here until nightfall. That we might move beneath the cover of night, yes?
I nod.
Hello?
Excellent.
And he, hey, Cannon, welcome back.
Sorry about that, guys.
You are in Ardor now, and looks like there's just a big camp that's been set up in Ardor. Like the main camp was just moved to Ardor, and
okay.
You've just met up with Brelikk and Theramak once again.
Got it.
And it's like late afternoon. Theramak has just proposed waiting until nightfall so that you guys can leave after nightfall. Theramak kind of gestures to the chairs kind of around this table that he and Brelikk are sitting at, kind of like to offer you to sit with them.
I was just speaking to Brelikk here about some intricacies in the plan that was outlined this early morning. And we've seemed to hit a wall on some of them. Why don't you all weigh in? I was just bringing up to Brelikk here that your contact, Rolland, the one which you have reached out to heal the giants, yes?
Yes.
If you are to divert away from the main force, away from the sons and daughters of heritage along with your companions here, that does it does create a few complications. Where is it your healer contact is to bring the giants, assuming he arrives in time to heal them?
The giant's been located. Any other of his kin?
I am not aware. I did see him roaming about in the northern lands, but I did not see any giants with him.
I see.
Prior to
He may
my
still
leaving
be
the main
searching.
camp.
May still be searching then.
Just time.
My contact. We'll have to play it as we go. My contact knows to go to the old camp's location, as it's the last information I gave him. There, I'm sure he will find the one roaming giant who will hopefully find more of his kind, not perished yet. There, I can... Giant knows that we've come here. Should work out.
The southern shores are fairly far on the western front of Safeguard, away from the main camp of Heritage. I only hope that he is able to make that latter half of the journey quickly. Were you all
Travels.
traveling with the main force to Demure, I imagine it would be a shorter journey for him to arrive, but
I agree,
believe
but
that your plan currently is better than traveling to Gemio.
Yes, I also don't know of a way for a giant to travel faster. Take mounts, but I don't know of any that would fit a giant.
They can move quite quickly when they want to. Long strides.
For that reason, we are at the whim of their physicality.
Right. Second question. We'll put a pin in that one. Second question. You all are planning to...
And I'll ping the map while I'm talking.
Plan to cross the Great Gash, divert from the main force, and head for the Western Front with Safeguard. You alone. But thereafter, assuming you are able to push through the front and Safeguard performs their expected task, how is it you will cross the Red Ring between the city of Forlorn proper and the shores on the other side?
We're hoping that potentially move boats for the main forces, but that perhaps we would either travel above or below the strait, by air or water.
I think by air would be more prudent, as there are a great many dead within the Red Ring. It is a cesspool of undeath, and, well, quite difficult to cross by seacraft or by no boat.
Could retrieve a bounce or our confiscated Galean airship and palisade. Both would hold small parties.
Time to contact the bird. Captain, whatever the fuck his name is.
Captain Klaus.
Yeah, Klaus.
Captain Klaus,
Pilot
man.
extraordinaire.
Well, we only
Captain
destroyed
Klaus.
the one. We only destroyed the one.
We didn't destroy it. Okay, let's be clear.
There's two. We destroyed one airship, and then we kept the other, and we left it at Palisade or whatever. But
Yeah, so Cannon's talking about the two crafts that were left here on the shores of Safeguard. It was not brought to Palisade. It was too
on
big.
the shores.
Palisade
Yeah.
is far away.
Yeah.
I could try and get mounts from Safeguard, unless anyone else has ways of achieving flight. But
Mike could ask his sister to ask the marriage houses. Are you and your sister good now, Mike?
They didn't really figure anything out.
You just left.
I was planning.
Yep,
on
he just
leaving.
left.
Actually,
Wow.
That's
So fucking funny, dude.
Your sister was abandoned and
wait.
Abandoned and left in the
Roland.
mines as a slave.
and then Mike's just like, alright, cool, see you.
Roland,
Yes, Vough.
do you have the capability to send a message?
You. To whom, though? I must know them personally, or at least well enough to.
What if I just give you like a description of them? How specific do we have to get here?
If you were to say, you just need to be able to specify exactly who they are. If it's like,
Okay, it's my
If
father.
it's like- yes, I would be able to
Whoa.
pinpoint your father because I know who you are.
Sure.
Whoa.
Just want you to ask him, why didn't you bring Floa with us? And is she actually my sister?
Okay, well, he only has 25 words to respond. And if he doesn't know how this works, then
And then after that, say you
Then he'll
only
just
have
keep
25
talking and
words to respond.
You only have 25 words to respond. Yeah, that's 20 words. You're good.
All right.
Yeah.
And you can add some flair in there if you want.
well, he would hear my voice.
Um,
So I'll add
It's Vough.
a message from Vough at the beginning.
A message from Vough. Beep.
Yeah, I would just say like, you carry picture or anything?
This necklace that I'm wearing kind of tells me where they are, so
That actually could be helpful. May I hold it?
sure. And it just
All right.
points in the direction where they are.
I will hold this, and then do I feel the direction?
See the direction.
Yes, you do
I can see
feel. Yeah, you feel the direction that the amulet pulls to the west of you, far west.
I focus on the direction. I try and picture just, like, alright, Vaugh's father. And I'll
Pretty
try
much
and
just looks
cast.
like me, but has a beard.
Got it. Yep.
What is the
I'll focus
description
on
of
that,
this
and I'll
spell?
do Vaugh's father.
Is this sending?
Yeah, it's sending. There's some tomfoolery, for sure. A creature with which you are familiar.
What is familiar?
It is undefined.
Read my mind. Is there a way you can read my mind, Canon?
Not this rest.
I would say that, yeah, Rolland doesn't, I mean, you could try.
You want me to do like a % chance sort of thing?
Sure, let's do that.
Alright,
We're gonna say it's
What are you
50-50.
50-50. You want me to roll the percentiles?
Generous.
So what are you trying to roll?
Just roll a,
51 or higher?
a 1d2. And,
Alright.
if it's a 2, then you know it. Or then you, okay.
Well,
Sorry, Mike.
You get a message
I-
back. Or,
I focus
yeah.
for a bit, and I'm like, it fizzles, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, it's not enough. I couldn't find a clear path to.
Well, it was worth a shot.
If you had anything more, it would help, but short of me actually reading your memories, I wouldn't know. I'm not sure what would be a guarantee.
I am not the sentimental type. Nope, I got nothing. That's okay though.
Yeah, because I think I could maybe. I don't think so, nope.
Suppose crossing the Red Ring, we'll have to put a pin in that as well. But the final order of business, unanswered question, is that of the main force traveling to Demure.
He looks to you all at this point, away from Brelikk, who's remained silent, seeming pondering all these issues. Feeling the weight of being chief. And he poses the question to you all.
If you all are to depart from the main force, headed to Demure, who is it that will lead the sons and daughters of heritage?
I assumed it would be Brelikk, to be honest. I don't think he finds personal charge in our quest.
And at that point, Brelikk looks up at you, and we'll just have to end the session there with that conversation. The proper decision of whether he is going to follow you or follow his people.
Yeah.
Or lead his people, I guess.
I'll lead his people.
Yeah, Artyom leaving, yeah. I think
leading the orcs could be funny.
I think it makes sense. I really don't know what Matt would say to that. I haven't prompted him with that question. But out of character, I'll say that when I was planning conceptually, like there's not any preparation actually behind it, but I had anticipated that you guys would travel with the soldiers. But I actually think that the plan you guys came up with makes more sense because realistically you are outnumbered. Your troops are as well by like the number of enemies that you face. So the real strategy would be to just end the war as quickly as possible by kind of like cutting off the head of the snake and killing the Emperor as fast as possible.
Time to call it the Vedalken Goliath, the new generation.
But basically, yeah, the troops are going to be condemned to death. You imagine if you are not with them, so it will be kind of like a diversion sacrifice. But it was also about the safety of the women and children, who I guess are going to go to Palisade, so they won't be with the soldiers. So that part's squared away. But just something worth considering.
Some of you may die.
It'll be interesting to see what Brelikk says.
Yeah, definitely. Hope he has time to watch the session.
He's finally at this point where he is the chief, the thing that he was kind of always meant to be in Heritage. And based on the plan, he might not be going with you guys, so we'll have to see what Matt thinks.
He has to.
Go with you?
We need one person to make it through the entire campaign.
Time for Matt's new character, guys.
If Matt were there to help, theoretically in character, if Brelikk were there to help lead them, then their chances of survival would be a lot more likely. And they might be able to get more stuff done if Brelick's there. But if they don't have any leadership, then, yeah.
I think Matt said in the past that he was going to have Theramak lead them, but it didn't change.
Yeah. We'll have him clarify when he gets back. Cool. Well, that's where we'll end the stream. Thanks for watching Tragedy of War Session 50. We'll be back same time, same place.
Pull the raffle. Pull the raffle.
Next week. Yeah, we got a Bosch mixer for Ghosty Mouth 482. Come claim your Bosch mixer by coming to Utah.
What the fuck is Bosch?